All right, we got the superstars from the M Town, actually from Canada. I don't know what they claim these days. Back in the house. Let's start. Maya Jones. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Grace, my bestie. How are we?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. So, obviously soccer season just ended, and I know that y'all are fixing to depart to y'all's homeland. But let's recap what was, obviously not the ending that you wanted, but an amazing season. Maya, I'll ask you first. 17 wins in a row, if I have it correct. Was it 17?
I think so.
I believe.
I think that sounds
I mean,
right.
when you win so many in a row, I'm pretty sure it's 17. What is it? What is it like? I mean, you know,
Mm.
me and Daniel, our football team didn't win more than one in a row, and his baseball team, while it was good, I'm pretty sure didn't get to 17. So, what's it like going on a run like that
False.
where you just like win so many?
I feel like it was just like at that point, like it would have felt weird to lose. Like we were just like on such a roll that like every game we went into it and we were like, we can win this game. And like obviously, like I haven't been in one college season where we've found that much success. So it was just like it was really rewarding to have that happen in our last season. It really was.
Jim, it
Yeah.
was almost like they didn't know that losing was a thing. Like it was
Yeah.
just you show up and like at the end you get the win, and then there's no other option.
Well, I think of a game like, and Grace can speak to this. I think of a game like Temple that I was at, right? It was 0-0 at half, and it was there was no business Temple being 0-0. And it was like they remembered in the second half, oh yeah, we're a team at that time was like, we've won 13 in a row and just dominated this like conference. Let's turn up. And like, I mean, when I say, I mean, it was like 4-0 in a matter of like 10 minutes. Am I wrong, Grace?
I think that sounds about right.
I mean, and then it's just like, okay, this is the Memphis team we know. And so y'all go undefeated in the AAC, Grace, like I said, y'all run right through it. Just talk about how awesome it is. Y'all obviously have won it before, but to just, I mean, well, let's just, I mean, we're not gonna be humble here. Just to just own your conference.
I mean, I think it was pretty incredible winning it a cup, like winning the regular season, not even before we finished our last game at home, which was probably second best feeling I've had all 4 years here at Memphis. And then going back to back to back as a senior with like Maya, Sarah, Spray, like all my best friends. Oh my God, like I cried like a baby. Like it was so surreal. And like you're in a neutral ground, you're in Florida, our families are there. It was an incredible feeling.
Here's what I need you to do though for us, and Daniel can agree. We'll talk to these baseball guys, and I've seen y'all with the bling, and we'll ask them what they did with it, and it'll be like in mom's garage or whatever. Make sure like y'all earned that. Make sure I'm not talking about wear it around, but like have it on display in the house somewhere nice. Showing what y'all accomplished as a team. I don't understand some of these cats, Daniel, and it like you earned that.
Our
Yeah,
rings will sparkle this year, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well,
And
go ahead, Maya.
I would just say we made them massive. Like
You
eight times. What was it, Grace?
It was like a 12 XXL or something, like
I'd be scared
huge.
that Grace will punch somebody while wearing it. It'll be curtains. So talking about everything about the season, Maya, obviously it came up short. Let me ask you, um, being that you went to the Sweet 16 last year, the expectations were, extremely high. And so to come up short and what a lot of people nationwide thought, y'all were a Final Four team, a team that could win it all. Did it diminish that win streak? Did it diminish the, domination of your conference going out like that early?
I mean, obviously it was really disappointing. I feel like the scoreline of that game did not actually reflect what happened in that game. Um, and I think it's a hard pill to swallow, like taking a loss like that in our final game of the season. But like it didn't diminish what we did. Like I think what we did was completely deserved. And I think like beating Notre Dame and a team of that caliber kind of showed that like we were the real deal. And I think people maybe weren't taking us seriously because of our conference, but we did show like if you can get to the round of 16, like you're a good team and you deserve to be there. So our record like stands as it is because we deserve that record and we are good enough to have that record. So it sucked, but like I still feel proud of the season regardless.
Daniel, Memphis women's soccer did what you're supposed to do. She talks about their conference, but they set up a non-conference schedule with Power Five after Power Five after Power Five, and took care of business, only losing to Alabama on the road, in which they shouldn't have lost, because Grace knows as well as anybody, because I think that's the most pissed I've ever seen her, getting called for a handball that wasn't a handball. So that aside, like they played, Daniel, isn't that the point? That's why you schedule Ohio States and Alabama's, right? Like they can't throw non-con as an excuse to give them a 6 seed when they beat 4 or 5 Power Five conference teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know, like, if you don't play that hard of a non-conference schedule, like what would your seed would have been if the conference schedule and results remain the same? But it's crazy. You can only play who's in front of you, and you guys, obviously took advantage of playing a very tough non-conference schedule, and it pays off because you go on such a amazing run to end the season. Yeah, it doesn't end the way that you want to, but you can't negate the fact that you guys took care of business.
Mm-hmm.
I just know the soccer world was robbed. I had been messaging y'all the Arkansas Memphis rematch. Like on Twitter, I had a whole bunch of people who watched that game last year. They were looking forward to that. Like, and the fact that both y'all lost, I mean, everybody was so disappointed. I was looking forward to watching, B Franklin and Grace like throw bows at each other. Like, it was so disappointing. But let's talk about the positive, and then we'll move on away from soccer. Such a fun ride with the amount of years y'all had. I'll start with you, Grace. What was your favorite moment, in any game, any situation, just that one thing that you'll never forget?
I think the last 2 years, mostly as a whole, like postseason, like seeing Maya and Sarah scored the tying goals against Arkansas last season. Like I was at the back line with my jaw on the floor. I was like, those moments to me, watching like my teammates do what they do best, is something I will like. I'll hype up Maya about that goal till the day she dies. Like that was incredible. There was like 30 seconds left and we tie it. And then like just seeing Sarah, like I was watching some games back and they're talking about her, that how she's a postseason player and she always balls out. And I mean, I think she showed up this year. I think those are definitely my favorite memories, is watching those two, especially.
I
And
think
I'm not
she
being,
goes really under the radar because she doesn't have the flash that Maya does. Maya's so fast, and people, I'll be sitting in the stands and like, they won't know it, even know Maya's name. They're like, number 9 is so fast, and then she'll start
yeah.
doing ball tricks. But Miller's sitting there getting goal after goal, assist after assist. She just kind of flies under the radar, and it's not as noticeable. Which I'm sure Maya doesn't mind being the flashy one at all.
Maya loves it. She won't tell you, but she loves it.
Hey, but Sarah can hit a ball like nobody else. That girl has
That's
the best
true.
technique
I
ever.
don't know, that one shot that you scored this year from the one side angle. I forgot who you were playing. I was at it. It was
UTSA, was that
yeah,
the one?
yeah, the one that I still don't know how you made it. Like you bend it like Beckham. That whole turn really took on a like that. Daniel, she was on the side, like, and it just like I don't even know if she was shooting. I think honestly, if Maya was going to be honest with me, she was crossing it, and it
Oh,
took a
me,
nice
my
turn.
shot? Oh yeah, that was a
Yeah,
cross.
yeah. So, but it curved right into the top corner.
Yeah.
So. But what would you say is your favorite moment?
Oh, that's a hard one. But definitely the LSU game. That I think that trumps everything I've experienced in
The
my
first
college
time or
career.
the second time? Because let
The
us not
second
forget.
time.
Because let us not forget, y'all hurt their feelings twice in the postseason.
That's so true. But definitely that last game. Like I just think like the crowd being there, like the amount of people, the fact that we scored in the first 5 minutes of the game, and I just like the feeling like when we scored that second goal, like I've just like never experienced that in soccer. It was just like an unreal feeling. And like my dad was there, my uncle was there. So it was just like, and then even like after the game, like me and Grace and Sarah were just like crying. We were like, this is like our last ever home game. And like it just couldn't have been any better. We couldn't have asked for any better.
Yeah, no doubt. Daniel, I'll pose this question to you and then let you take it away from soccer. Daniel, we talk about with every sport that we do on the show, and we talk about recruiting. When we talk about what Brooks has done with Memphis, when we look, they're sitting there talking about, Miller, and then obviously them two, and you look at Momo, and you can just go rattle the names down the board, and we talk about girls from different countries, Germany, Japan, Canada, like Daniel, when we talk about recruiting, I mean, how amazing of it is it a job that he's done bringing in this much talent?
I mean, when you're talking about soccer, you have to put roots down in a lot of places, and you've got to go outside. Obviously, with club soccer in the States, like there's some good athletes out there, but if you want the best of the best and you want to bring in a different version of soccer and just a different mentality, you got to get outside of the States. You got to go to Canada. You got to go to these places and bring in people. And nothing, makes me feel better than to know that coaches are out there bringing people in, bringing eyes, bringing cultures together, and having the diversity that the women's soccer team has at Memphis, because it's just growing the game even more. And that's one of the things that we try to do with the podcast, is just grow the game. So it's nice to see that there are programs out there doing that thing, because I think wins and losses, whatever it is, championships, all that's great, but growing your program into something special is the upper echelon of where you try to be. And Brooks has done an amazing job and will continue to do an amazing job.
Yeah, I think these girls are just a foundational piece. They're gonna be coming back to watch Memphis, and I think it's just going to continue to get better and better. And they're gonna, be a national powerhouse. It's going to be recognized
For sure, and one thing we do got to recognize is you two ladies, Maya, Grace, from the moment we were introduced to you to the moment you guys, came on the podcast to now. It was very clear from the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you're a teammate, the way you play, like you guys are special. And watching you guys and following you guys has been a privilege and a joy. So whatever it is that's next, I have no doubt, no fear. And Maya, don't be stressed about anything, because know that you are prepared for whatever the next step is. So, and that goes for you too, Grace. You guys got it, upstairs, you got it physically, you got it all. So looking forward to good things from you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's have some fun. Like we talked soccer enough. We've talked about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. But it is the holiday season. It is Christmas time, and so we always have this debate about Christmas movies. So it was important to get y'all's perspective on what your vision of a good Christmas movie is and what you think certain Christmas movies are. So one of the questions that always gets posed, and I don't know if you guys know this, but it's always like Die Hard. Die Hard is the greatest Christmas movie, or it's a really good Christmas movie. I'll start with you, Grace. Have you seen Die Hard, the original Die Hard movie?
No.
Do you even know what it is?
No, I'm about to search it up though.
So it's got a guy by the name of Bruce Willis, and he's in all of them. But it's really just happens to be that the movie takes place on Christmas Day, but it's, in my opinion, not a Christmas movie. So take a look
I've
at
never
it.
seen
Both of
it.
you got some homework assignments.
It's a badass movie, to be clear. Grace, it's your kind of movie because you're a badass. I think you will relate to Bruce here.
So
Maya,
let's
have you seen it?
I
No.
haven't seen. I might have seen like one of. There's like 7 of them, isn't there?
Maybe. I know
Yeah,
there's like 4 for
there's a
sure.
bunch.
Okay,
Like
I've definitely seen one Die Hard, but I don't think I've seen the one that takes place during
I
Christmas.
haven't seen a Christmas one. Yeah.
So basically what it comes down to, what Daniel's asking, what people ask, if a movie takes place, if the setting is Christmas time. Does it make it a Christmas movie, Maya?
Mm. See, I was actually thinking about this the other day because I was trying to find a Christmas movie to watch. I want to say yes. My answer is yes. If it takes place during Christmas time, it's a Christmas movie.
Grace, you feel the same way?
I think you can't argue that because, like, what is it if it's not just
Yeah.
a
So
movie in July?
I have an argument just to play devil's advocate.
Well, you have to, Daniel, because that would be based upon what they're saying. They would be saying Die Hard's a Christmas movie, and you just said it was not.
It is not. All right. How many Christmas movies have you watched where people die? Actually die, like get shot and die.
Well,
Yeah.
That to me is like the one.
Daniel, here's the reason
one
why.
thing that you go, all right, is this a Christmas movie? If it is, it's got to have this. If it has this, it is not. And I think the number one thing on the list for what a Christmas movie does not is, do people die?
Well, isn't that no, I feel like if it's because like then a Christmas movie is only like Santa's a part of the Christmas movie. Like, no, it's just
But
Christmas.
here's my thing.
That's number two.
Like
It was
Hallmark.
released it was released in the theater in July, Daniel. That is why I can't get on board with it being a Christmas movie.
That's
Yeah,
what I said.
You know, it's, you know, to each his own, and I will die on the hill that it is not a Christmas movie.
And just to be clear, Daniel, your next question, if either of them say they have not seen it,
I don't.
the show is over.
Yeah, I don't even know why this is even on the list.
Because they were talking about it on the radio the other day, and the dude from 98.1, Daniel, local here in Memphis, believes that it is not.
Well, that dude needs to be fired.
That's what I'm saying. So if either of these two say they haven't seen this movie, this show's over.
So I'm gonna hold my breath here after I ask this question. Maya, have you seen Home Alone?
Yeah.
Grace, have you seen Home Alone?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Okay, we can breathe. We can breathe.
Positive.
Okay,
I've
cool.
seen Home
All
Alone.
right, so
it's not my favorite movie, but I've seen it.
is it a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Yeah. That's definitely a Christmas movie.
It only is talked about and only comes on TV at Christmas time.
And we watch it every Christmas.
Every year.
Daniel sends Christmas cards with his daughter reenacting it.
Every year. So my daughter, when she, like her very first Christmas, we watched this movie, and for whatever reason, she would do like the Kevin face where, and so I have a Christmas card of her doing that, and I reenact the same picture every single year. So she's 6 now, so this is the 6th time that Jim's gonna get a Christmas card with her.
Yeah, I haven't got one yet. Are you sure you're sending me one this year?
Bro, look, let me tell you about Christmas cards. Shutterfly is off the chain. You would think like they would be on like staffed up for the holidays to get these Christmas cards out, but man, it's gonna be the 20th, man. It's gonna be pushing. I'm gonna have to do like overnight on some Christmas cards.
If I did that to you, you'd tell me to be better.
I mean, I ordered them at right after Thanksgiving.
It's all right. It could be worse. You could have not invited me to your graduation.
Ooh,
You're invited. You're invited.
man, he's bitter about this. He's feeling
I
some type
know.
of way. All right, so
Okay.
So let's talk about Canadian Christmas movies. Is there a such thing, Grace, as a Canadian Christmas movie
I want to say no.
where people gather around, they eat their poutine, and they're like, "Oh, this is our national movie"?
As an Albertan, no.
No.
Maybe in other provinces, but not where we're from.
And just to be clear, Daniel, since you brought up poutine, I actually had it a year ago today at Epcot per Grace's what she told me I needed to try.
And how was it? Is it still good?
It was good, but I question, even though Epcot does good, I'm not actually in Canada. So while it was great, I question if it's what it really is supposed to taste like, So it's good, but did I get the real thing? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think only Grace can answer that, and she would probably.
Grace, you have not lost my gift from Grace got a gift from me from Disney. Fun fact. I think she has lost it because she's quiet.
I have it. I'm getting it.
She's getting it.
Packed up. It's in trash bags.
I
It's
didn't
whatever.
know you. I didn't know you at this
There
time,
it
Maya.
is.
So you can't hold this against
Yeah,
you.
I was about to say I'm a bit hurt, but it's okay.
Messed up.
There it is. We got
Oh, Mickey Mouse.
our Mickey Canadian pin.
He's in
Wow.
my packing pile.
That's impressive.
So Daniel, I looked up popular Canadian Christmas movies, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bud. I ain't seen a single or heard any of these. So I'm gonna assume that they're watching American ones up there.
Yeah. We don't really waste our time on the Canadian movies.
So then let's get to this. Maya, and I'll start with you. What are your top 3 favorite Christmas movies?
Okay, number 1 is Elf. I watch that every Christmas. Top 3. Number 2. Honestly, guys, I don't really watch Christmas movies aside from Elf every single year.
He just like watches Elf on repeat.
Yeah. It's my mom and my favorite movie. Let me look some up. Grace,
Can,
how
can
about
I can I tell you something you need to watch while we're doing homework?
Yeah.
I need to look up the title. Maybe Daniel knows it. Daniel, you watched that new Eddie Murphy Christmas movie?
Yeah, Candy Cane Lane.
Yeah, y'all need to watch. That's a fantastic movie. We watched it last night, me and the whole family. Check it out. It's got some good humor in it for sure.
All right, Grace, top 3 Christmas movies. What you got?
The Grinch.
Mm,
There are
Either
many
one.
versions. There's many versions of it.
Well, the original one with Jim Carrey, right?
That is not the original, but good. I got you.
And in her defense, the original one was before she was even alive, bro.
Okay, well, whatever one Jim Carrey is in.
Okay.
And the animated one, those are both good. I like both of those. Christmas with the Cranks.
Solid.
And probably the Polar Express, just because that's been a family fave for a long time.
It's a good one. I finally got my daughter to watch it, and it took her watching it at school where she was like, "Oh, I like that movie." And then it came on and she was like, "Let's watch that." And we sat down and watched the whole thing. It was crazy. Never seen
Daniel,
her
do y'all
sit
have
still enough to do that.
down in Florida? I feel like y'all don't. Around here, whether it's in Mississippi or Tennessee, I know of one in each where they actually have the train ride that you can ride on the real train tracks. It's expensive, but do the whole Polar Express experience. Do y'all have that down in Florida?
We got the Palm Tree Express, bro. Ain't no polar nothing. It was cold. Yeah, it was cold today though. I'll
What
say
was
that.
it? 52.
It was 49 this morning when I was running, and then it got up to like 60, 65. So.
Grace and Maya fixing to go back to Canada where it's like -12.
it's so bad.
Colder.
Colder. Oh hell
Yeah.
no.
Jeez.
Colder.
Jim, what's your top 3 Christmas movies?
Well, number 1 is the very one we started with. It's Home Alone. Now as an adult, it's gotta be, but I love Four Christmases. I've watched it 100 times a year, or every Christmas. I love Vince Vaughn. Y'all need to watch that for real.
Fun fact, I've never seen that movie.
What?
Never
What is
seen
You have a homework assignment. You've never seen Four Christmases for real. Even my wife will be mad at you.
Nope. Me,
All right,
me and Maya sitting in the same boat.
I don't watch Christmas movies though. I did say that. I only had
But
one.
all right, well, this one's stupid funny. You got to watch that. And then Daniel, the Santa Claus was such a big deal as a kid. It's still a classic for me. Like I feel Tim Allen. I love it.
Gotcha.
I actually just watched that one the other day and it was really good.
See there, look at that. It should have been on your list.
That one I could put on my list. Yeah.
We
For me-
actually do food themed dinners when we watch Christmas movies. Like so whenever we watch one, we do different things towards them. So we're gonna do breakfast for dinner when we watch Santa Claus because he burns it and they go to Denny's. But what I'm really looking forward to is when we do Home Alone this year, Daniel.
mac and cheese.
Yeah, well, because there's mac and cheese and because there's pizza are both part of it. Because the pizza we're gonna have mac and cheese. We actually found a recipe that was on the internet for it. It's like some sort of combination thing.
You should do Elf, where he has the pop
Yes,
tart
that
and
they,
the
they have it.
cereal and the spaghetti.
No,
Yeah.
they have one that's more realistic. It's an elf dinner mix. That you need to look that up, Daniel. I feel like it's something you and Michelle would be all over.
Maybe. My three, easy, so easy. Home Alone, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. Top three.
You're
Boom.
such an old person.
I love those movies, man. They're classics. Classics. I'm vintage, man. Vintage.
The next one's the real question. That's what I
Yeah,
want.
and I'm gonna give Grace a hot take when I tell you guys this. Maya, what's the most overrated Christmas movie? And you don't, you don't watch Christmas movies per se, but like you've got to have heard people boast about certain movies, and you're just like, oh, it's probably not that good.
You're gonna hate me. It's got to be Home Alone. I really don't love that movie.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I mean, if you dig deep into it and go, man, this is not realistic, and you start thinking along those lines, yeah, then Kevin's parents are assholes and like they are not good people.
Yeah.
But the humor is you got to put yourself as a kid. When did you first watch the movie?
I was pretty young, probably like 10, 11.
Yeah, I was young too, and I was just like, man, that would be so awesome to be able to boot at my
I think
house.
Jackson could handle his own, Daniel, at 8 years old. When I mean he's a pretty independent kid. I think he'd have been just fine without us.
Maybe, maybe. Grace, most overrated
And
Christmas
you
movie.
can't say Home Alone also, or I'm gonna be real mad.
No, my dad just chimed in and said there's no such thing as an overrated Christmas movie.
Mm.
Um, all Maya, I'm so sorry, you're one of my bestest friends, but I think Elf is a little bit overrated.
That's the
Ooh.
best Christmas movie
Just
ever.
a tiny bit, just because I feel like it's talked about so
Because it's that
frequently.
good.
It is amazing, but I think it's a one and done for me.
Pretty good.
I could watch The Grinch about 3 times in the month of December. I could only watch the Elf once.
Well, I'm gonna hurt your feelings here, Grace. The Jim Carrey Grinch version is the most overrated Christmas movie there is. I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
You,
But
Daniel, you must be the Grinch. You must be the Grinch.
I'm far from the Grinch now. Look, I'm
You
very
have such a
generous.
little
I love
heart at Christmas.
no, my heart actually grew 3 sizes today. So there you go. Jim, what do you think? Most overrated.
I mean, I hate to double down, but yeah, the Jim Carrey Grinch, I'm not a fan of it compared to
Wow.
the other one.
Jim, this is why you're not coming to graduation.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's got to be the reason why, I drove all the way to Tuscaloosa to watch you play soccer, but never mind that.
Well, but what would I wear? Like, how can you not like that? That's awesome.
It's because me and Daniel like the other one so much. That's where the
Because
problem
I think it
lies.
is because of the way he talks. He's like, ha, what? I'm going to steal Christmas.
You did that pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I am the Grinch.
But you know what? Grace's dad said there's no overrated Christmas movie. I should have just kept my mouth shut and said I'm gonna agree with dad and just not upset her.
Well, you didn't, and here we are.
And here we are. But now we transition to sports movies. All right, Maya, not what is your favorite or what you think is the best, but what do you think is the most iconic sports movie? Like when somebody says sports movie, what's the first movie that comes to mind?
Um, First movie, definitely The Blind Side, because I just love that movie. And Remember the Titans.
The second one I feel like is definitely more of an iconic, obviously both true stories, so that is always makes something iconic within itself. What about you, Grace?
The Blind Side for sure. And She's the Man, probably.
She's the
I know it's
man.
kind of funny. But I feel like I see
Channing
that movie
Tatum,
everywhere.
right? Isn't that the one with Channing Tatum?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you said
Yeah.
that. Good grief. Daniel, those might have been the most interesting, iconic answers. Like I know what Daniel's gonna say. I mean, is it Rocky, Daniel?
It's 100% Rocky.
So we're comparing Rocky to She's the Man here.
No, I'm not.
Oh man. since we're saying iconic, Daniel, we're not saying best. I'm gonna go Field of Dreams.
Mm, that's a good one.
Yeah, pretty iconic.
All right, so let's go overrated. Maya, what sports movie do people talk about that you just don't feel?
That's a hard one.
This is where Grace's dad chimes in and says there's no bad sports movies.
Yeah, I don't know if I've like actually seen a sports movie where I've been like, oh, that was okay. Maybe Bend It Like Beckham. That one, I do like that movie, but it is a little bit
That
over.
was my answer. That was
Yeah,
my
I would
answer.
say that one is a bit over.
It was the
Daniel,
biggest deal when we were probably like 9 too.
Yeah.
Daniel, have you ever even seen it?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
You should watch it once.
The
Just one
only
time.
soccer movie Daniel's probably seen
Maya,
is The Big
you
Green.
just sold me on watching that movie.
It's
Daniel,
only like an hour and a half of your time.
Oh, okay.
do you know what the best soccer movie is, period? It's Kicking and Screaming with Will Ferrell, period.
That's a great movie.
It's Ladybugs.
Ladybugs. They probably don't know what that is. Ladybugs is actually the foundation for She's the Man, to be honest, Grace. He dresses his stepson up like a girl to play for his team so they can win.
I'll have to watch it.
That was back in that. I mean, that was like the early 80s, wasn't it, Daniel? Or late 80s?
No, I think maybe 90s.
We were definitely little.
Yeah, we were.
Daniel, what's the most overrated to you?
I think it is one of two. I'm just trying to decide which one it is. Miracle has got to be on that list.
Dude, I will fight you across the computer. That is the top 5.
It's not that good.
Oh,
You know why?
my
Because
God.
the true story, like you watch, you got video of it actually happening, and then you have the reenactment, and I don't know.
I mean, if you're going to go that route,
It doesn't hit the mark.
remember the Titans is basically lies through the whole movie. Let me ruin y'all's day. Maya, you brought up Remember the Titans. I just want you to know that Gary Bertier didn't have the accident till after they won the championship. They won the championship 5 years after they integrated, and the character that Ryan Gosling plays isn't even real. How about that? Look, she is
Just
devastated.
ruined.
Ryan Gosling also played Ken, who's not real. So I mean,
Ryan Gosling's
is
making
is
that
up for
bank,
some
though.
awards.
He's making that bank, bro.
For real.
Crazy Stupid Love is Ryan Gosling's movie. That'll win him over with any woman.
I love that movie.
Daniel, I'm just gonna say Rocky's overrated just to piss you off because you said Miracle.
I mean, but I know you don't believe that at all.
I'm gonna say it anyway, and well, I'll lie through my teeth just to get back at you.
That's fine.
But here we go. Moment of truth. Maya, what are your top 3?
Top 3? I thought we just for sports movies.
Yeah.
Well, I gave you guys 2. I don't know if I
So
can.
those are your top ones.
Yeah, definitely my top. I would say Remember the Titans is my top one. And then
Even after I just told you it's almost like Elf, since Elf's sit on a throne of lies.
yeah, that's actually crazy. Definitely Blindside is 2. I feel like I'd have to look up sports movies to know what my 3 is. I don't really watch TV or movies. Like I just play soccer. Watch soccer.
Just dominate. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, go watch Kicking and Screaming if you haven't seen it for soccer purposes.
Honestly, Kicking and Screaming might be my 3. That is such a good movie. I love that movie.
Would y'all make sure the Italians got the ball every time, or would you try to teach them to be team oriented?
I would be the Italians.
I love it. Let's go.
That is my deal.
Yeah.
So, Grace, do you have a set top 3, or are you just I only watch a couple sports movies person too?
That, but I'm gonna throw in Mighty Ducks, a hockey one.
Yes. She
Mighty
won me
Ducks.
back over, Daniel. Solid answer. I even have their Funko Pops over here. I love that. Daniel, give it to me.
Oh, Rocky 1, Rocky 4, Major League. Boom. There you go.
Hot take for you, and I'll
and
always
a
say this:
close-
Rocky 4 is better than Rocky 1, and I'll always.
So yes and no. Yes, because like the story and the pride and like I think it's a better story. But Rocky 1 is like the foundation, and like if you don't like the underdog and the guy who is just grinding and gets a chance and takes advantage of, like what are we talking about here, man? I'll tell you this though, Replacements is high up on my list. I love that movie. Good
I have
movie.
another one, Creed. That
Creed.
was such a good movie.
I consider that
Really
a
good
Rocky
movie.
part of the Rocky franchise.
Yeah, I would say Creed 1. That was a really good movie.
Oh, yep.
All right. Well, mine is The Sandlot, of course. Remember the Titans, even though I said what I said to Maya, because I still agree. And I'm changing. When we did our top 5, it was number 5 for me. I'm moving it up number 3. I'm once again changing an answer to piss off Daniel, even though he just took his headphones off and running away because he knows I'm going to say Miracle. How does my host just leave during the middle of the episode? What are we doing right now? He's going to grab something, I'm assuming. I'm glad I have the ability to edit. What are you doing?
We should have timed them.
Didn't I tell you that Grace had places to be? What are you doing?
My bad.
I only said
I
number
couldn't
3
hear all of a sudden.
Well, I said Miracle just because for number 3.
Well, good for you, man.
You know what was the hey, you know what I was thinking? You know what the most iconic movie when we were kids where I feel like those sports? It was actually Rudy.
Rudy's good.
No, but I'm saying iconic. Like that was the movie that was
Oh, yeah.
popular when we were kids.
But when you're talking about truth of the story, you got to go back and look at Rudy. I don't know. I'm sure there are some things that are made up.
Well, it seems to be in all these true stories, but your assignment is, Daniel, you have to watch 4 Christmases. What do we get for each of them? Make sure everybody has their movie assignments. I don't know. I feel like Maya just needs to expand to love Christmas. It sounds kind of like she's so busy balling, she doesn't have time for Christmas.
That's true. Hey,
Basically.
that's okay. All right.
Well, that wraps up the movies.
Yep. And let's get out of here. Grace, before you bounce and go to dinner,
Yes, sir.
anything you want to plug or promote, anything you want to talk about, now's your chance.
Promote nothing, but I would like to say how much I appreciate y'all and supporting me, especially the last 4 years. It's definitely been fun, and it is something I will remember and cherish for the rest of my life and for sure my soccer career. So big thanks to you guys for sure.
You got Daniel to come to a soccer game. What was that, UCF,
I feel like
Daniel?
USF.
USF.
that might have been probably top 5 biggest accomplishments in my entire career.
I know it's up there. I'm sure really close to, conference championships and stuff like that. But
yeah, conference is fun, but Daniel
I should get you a ring for that, right?
You should. A t-shirt, maybe photo proof that you were there.
I actually I took some photos.
Yeah, that was the thing. He had to take photos or I would have never believed him.
Hey, it's all good.
Anybody can read a box score and say Memphis won 1-0. Like that ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah, true. Maya, anything you want to plug or promote?
Nothing to promote. Just, I guess, echoing what Grace said. I appreciate you guys and everything you guys have done and just helping us, promote ourselves and just having a friend in the city of Memphis. We appreciate both of you guys. So thank you.
I have a question for you as far as promotion for both of you. Is what's the day of the draft in soccer, like when we can start looking and paying attention?
January 12th.
All right, Daniel. January 12th. Got to be watching the ticker, man.
I'm ready. January. What do you do until then? Obviously, like you can't just go, all right, it's holiday season, I can take a little break, because January 12th comes pretty quick. So like I'm assuming you got to just keep grinding.
Yeah, basically try it's pretty complicated, but just looking for teams in Europe and then also just waiting for the 12th to see if our name gets called. Kind of just
Oh, so you're specifically aiming towards Europe?
I'm just keeping my options open, honestly. Yeah, just keeping my options open, hoping that if I find something that I like there, then I'll go with that. If not, the draft is definitely something we're looking forward to as well. So
Grace won't be training. She once told me after finding out she played every minute of every game except for when she got hurt during the Ole Miss game that she does nothing extra to train to be in shape. It just comes natural.
Natural's a strong word, Jim. I do other activities other than soccer when I take time off from soccer.
Play with your cat.
No,
Did you find it a
no.
home? Did you find it a home?
I'm currently trying to bring Spike back to Canada with me.
Oh, smuggling cats across the line. I see you.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Man,
I have to add that Grace is the most athletic person I've met. She can do literally every sport. So don't get on her, Jen, because she
That's
No,
probably the nicest thing Maya Jones has ever said to me, just so we're all on the same page.
Maya, we actually said that the first time she came on when Daniel was getting her background story and talking about what she played growing up. Like, not only did she play everything, like she was doing sports that we didn't like know existed. Like, if it could be done, like she was doing it. So yeah, we're already familiar. We literally remember we did a award that year. She won the most badass athlete. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
That's why I wanted to see her and B Franklin go against each other. I want like them two. I want to like. I actually wanted it to get bigger than soccer. I actually want to like punches thrown, a wrestling match.
I'm scared of B. She could win any day.
Well, I don't even think she plans on playing pro. But did y'all see she's playing basketball right now?
I did see that. I saw
How do you
her.
not play basketball for? Yeah, you're talking Maya. So you're talking about how Grace plays multiple sports, but like I couldn't imagine not playing something for 4 years and then just picking it right back up at a collegiate level. That's just wild to me.
she's playing on the
Arkansas women's
Arkansas.
basketball team. She went and met them as soon as soccer was over, and she has not played for them prior to.
She hasn't dunked yet, but I think she's trying.
She's working on it.
All right, let's get out of here. Maya, Grace, don't even sweat the next few weeks because good things happen to good people, especially people who work really hard, and you guys have done that. And whatever comes your way, just know you've earned it. So, with that being said, we're probably gonna give you a little bit, get acclimated to wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, but we're definitely gonna reach out. We definitely want to bring you back on, and we want to hear about it. So. I look forward to you guys, continuing your success, be healthy, be safe, and most importantly, have fun with everything. Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get out of here, Jim. Obviously, this Christmas season, the holiday season, the new year brings a lot of different things coming up. Before we sign off, what do we got going on? When does season 9 start? What's on deck, man?
Well, we already got like the first 25 episodes of season 9 loaded, but what I want to plug because it's Christmas season, the IOTB merch, and it's been updated and corrected. Like Memphis is a part of it, but obviously you can get all the main teams that we do: LSU, Arkansas, Memphis, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. But they use the stencils that my wife used to put behind. So, like for instance, Memphis has the stripes. Mississippi State has cowbell. But there's 4 different color variations for each team, so you get it on the white, gray, black, whatever. So go out to Memphis City, look up on the website, and get your in off the bench swag. As a matter of fact, stay tuned because now that Grace is officially out from under the whole international NIL thing, I'm putting her in some whoop that trick gear ASAP because she's just.
I was just about to say I haven't received the PR package in the mail yet.
Well, you were all literally, you went from the toughest athlete to I'm scared to wear a shirt and take a picture because I'll get in trouble. You remember that
It's just
girl?
how the rules are.
Maya would have done it because she's an OG, and I'm just saying.
The rules are the rules.
But
Jeff.
yeah, I'm not going to drag this out any further. Go check out the merch and get on that. Also, our other sponsors, Christmas season, go hit up the Bellsmith, Chinook Cedary, all of them. Like, they take care Athletic Collection. They take care of us. Would love to see everyone get their swag, get their bells, get their posters, their seeds. whatever this holiday season. And I just appreciate all the love and support, Daniel, we've gotten as the continued growth. And it's because of ladies like this that we have continued growth, because without stellar athletes and their stories, we wouldn't be anybody.
That's right. And if you like hearing those stellar stories, Maya's story, Grace's story, please keep joining us every week. We'll be talking to athletes all the way through season 9 and in the near future. I want to thank you, girls, once again. Good luck. Best of luck. Have some fun. And if you like hearing their story, please like and share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on Twitter, listen and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. As always, comments, ratings, feedback, thumbs up, heart, hugs, love. We'll take it all. We'll see everybody tomorrow night. We're going to be talking a lot of the same, but we're switching gears. We're going to be talking to family. We got family coming on tomorrow. We got Kaya Johnson. We got Alana Shenikova joining us. LSU Gymnastics is on deck. We're going to talk movies. We're going to talk LSU Gymnastics. We're going to get the expectations of the season. We're going to talk it all. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night. This has been the In Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.